Disclaimer: the podcast contains adult themes, adult dialogues, and spoilers. Our opinions are just that, opinions. We're not bashing any of the creators we discuss, and we are not bashing you if you perceive things differently than us. Listeners and viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to Story and Things, a storytelling podcast. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
And today's the day.
The day that we're finally going to be talking about a very popular duology, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo.
Crows, yes. You might have heard of this through the Netflix series Shadow and Bone, because Shadow and Bone and Six and Crows, actually both made by Leigh Bardugo,
are in the same verse, in the Grisha-verse.
In the Grisha-verse. I love this Grisha-verse. I'm freaking all for it.
Dan.
Own all the books.
Well,
have a huge... No, I
have a huge tattoo.
I have a huge... And it's not even of Shadow and Bone. It's like a huge tattoo.
The map.
The map I always forget to see. So, like, when I'm on my deathbed, you know, I'm going to be like a little abuelita. And I'm just like, look at my back. And they're like, what?
X is where the treasure is.
And that's how my grandkids' like journey is going to start. Them looking at my back.
Oh my God, I love that for you.
I do. I almost own all the books. I know that there's... Hold on. I know it's in the back of the book.
There's a lot.
I am only missing Language of Thorns and King of Scars.
But you're almost there.
I'm almost there. I'm so into these. I'm so excited that we're talking about crows because, you know, I loved it from the very start.
You're such a fucking liar. Immediately, I just out you.
Well, tell me why.
Well, do you want to talk about that now, or should we wait till after?
We can talk about it. I'm ready. Wait, hold on. I'm ready. I'm sweaty.
I know. I hate when you do that. Basically, it took us both a couple of reads to really grasp. to really grasp what was happening. It was so funny because you sent me an audio message and you were like, I'm literally taking notes. I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I finished the book, I was listening to the audiobook. And I know not everyone agrees with audiobooks, but I do like a 2-hour commute. I come for like start college.
And you know what? It comes in handy, okay?
It does, but when your one brain cell just is not feeling it after 8 hours, maybe 9 at work. I literally heard that whole book and was like, what the fuck did I just read?
You're like, I need to go back and slower.
What the fuck is a Drew scale? Like, I'm so confused.
You saw, I literally highlighted parem on my ebook. I was like, what is happening?
Reading your notes in your freaking ebook gives me life. I can't wait to talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, we kind of want to change the layout.
The setup of how we talk about these stories.
This is, you know, our 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th,
10th, 11th, 12th, I don't
12th,
know.
13th, 14th. This is one of our episodes. I know we've been doing this for, I mean, a very long time.
A hot minute.
Yeah, a very hot minute.
Well, now we want to try something new.
Yeah.
If you hate it, if you love it, I don't know, we'll find out.
Yeah, we just want to try it. But because I believe that the books that we talk about sometimes, and the stories or the movies, anything, is better experienced if you experience it.
Right, but if you can't pick up the book, then come on this journey with us. Because I feel like you'll get the gist. Yeah, you will. And if you're into it, maybe later in the future, pick it up. Or if you're not into it, vicariously live through us. As we hate and love books. Exactly. I thought you were going to say still pick it up.
I know. Still pick it up. You can do it. No, I mean, I get it. I get it if you can't. I mean, that we are here to talk about it. But in the form that we know most, that I grew up with. My mama, she taught me this form of storytelling called chismeando.
Chismeando, yeah. It's just gossip.
Gossip, if you don't know Spanish.
Best way to do it is
chismes. We got a chismes.
Best way to do it is just to be in it.
Yeah. So you know what? Both of us actually
traveled
I would say transported to the Grishaverse. It was really weird. You sent me GPS like directions to get here. Yeah. And you know how like it was, you sent me like longitude, latitude, but also platitude. And I was like, okay, I have no. So I got to the 7-Eleven you told me about. Good job. Then it told me that I had to go into the 8th dimension. So I was like, okay.
I'm a little confused here.
I don't know if I have to update my GPS or like what.
Or my brain.
And I mean, you weren't even there when I went.
Well, because I was trying to like drop my pin location. It wasn't working.
I mean, when you're in the 8th dimension, you can't really pin anything.
I tried.
It's all philosophical. What even is a pin? Is the pin ever alive?
What is the pin exactly?
Wow,
it's
that's
me.
Really, it's beautiful.
Anyway, so now we're here. We are in Ketterdam.
Yes,
where our story takes place.
Yes.
If you have seen Shadow and Bone, I was gonna say Shadow and Fold. Oh my god! If you have seen Shadow and Bone. This takes place afterwards. So it's basically the aftermath of
after the shadow fold
is gone.
Shadow broken. Yeah.
She's gone. Shattered.
Shadow folded. Yeah.
Into nothing. Exactly. So what is going on at this time?
Basically, Ketterdam, which is not a very taken care of city. It's a lot of crime.
Kind of like Gotham.
It is like Gotham, isn't it?
City.
Whoa. Well, you know, they do have a Batman. Not really. Would you call him Batman? Let's go through this a little quick.
Okay.
So we follow the story of Kaz, who is one day basically taken and abducted because he is kind of like a boss.
He's not the boss, but he's a boss.
A boss of the Dregs, which is a kind of a criminal unit that is also under this dude named Pekka Rollins. But because Kaz is so influential in the streets, they basically ask him that he needs to pick up something that is very dangerous and valuable to the higher-ups, which is Jerda. And this is a drug that Grisha, which are like the witches and wizards of this place, can use in order to intensify their little science.
Their powers, which it's not like powers. They can just...
They can manipulate what's around them.
There you go.
But with Jerda, all of a sudden, it doesn't follow logic anymore. It's not scientific anymore. So it's a very scary drug.
And also, they can become very, very addictive to it. So it could actually potentially kill them.
Kill them or create soldiers who would be willing to do anything to get another hand of Jerda.
Yeah, so Kaz is told that, hey, you know what? We need to get the scientist who made Jerda. He is locked away in some prison. You need to go get him. If you go get him, then I will give you like 5 billion Kruger, something like that.
And I mean, that's a lot of money.
He can pay off that student debt, you know?
Yes, exactly. And this money is coming from Van Eck, which is the guy who wants the scientist.
So Kaz makes a little bit of a little group. Little group.
And I don't really want to go into too much detail. So I would just say that there's 6 of them because 6 of crows. We have Kaz, Inej, Jesper, who are all dregs. We have Nina, who is a Grisha that is now stuck in Ketterdam due to social situations.
She's a heartrender also.
Yes. We have Matthias, who is currently in prison, but this boy gonna break out. Spoiler alert. And we have Wylan, who is Vanek's son. So these 6 individuals are going to take on this heist to
journey,
find the guy who's like created Jerda, the scientist who behind it, and try to find him alive. But you know,
but things change.
Change. Goals change. Nina and Matthias, who aren't on the greatest of terms, both agree that they want the scientist dead. Inej, who has always had Kaz's back, wants to all of a sudden be a pirate and stop slavers, which is something of a social issue in this story. And, you know, Jesper is just a gambler who
he has a lot of debt to pay. So that's why he's doing this. And Wylan is just here for the funsies.
Exactly.
But, I think. I don't even know.
When they end up reaching their destination, the scientist ends up being
dead, but his son is alive.
Kuwei. And he knows how to make Jerda. So, I mean, they were like, good enough. Bring the boy.
Let's do this.
Yeah. And they end up taking the boy to Van Eck at the end of the book. But this book ends up being an unsuccessful heist because at the very end, the man, Van Eck, was not going to give them Kruger, which is their currency, was not going to pay them up, was going to kill them, and then just take the scientist. But Kaz, being always 5,000 steps ahead.
He's always thinking ahead.
Yes. He knew that that was going to happen, so they created, or they got Wylan, which is one of the crows, to change his face. Well, Nina changed his face.
Yeah, Nina changed his face.
To look like Kue. But at the end of the book, Kue and Nina basically went into hiding. They failed the heist because they end up kidnapping Inej, and they don't get their money. So this book is just kind of like a whole story of a heist that does not go well.
Failed. Ocean's 11 would be disappointed.
They would be disappointed.
They'd be like, this isn't it.
Did Ocean's 11 do it 11 times to get it right, or have they been successful 11 times?
I think it's 11 different people.
Oh.
Because there's also Ocean's 8, and Ocean's 8 is 8 different people.
Ocean's 8 plus 3.
Ocean's 8 plus
11. I'm like doing the math.
So that's basically the story.
Yeah, and if you
without the details.
If you want to read the book, because honestly, there's a lot of things we left out.
Obviously.
I recommend it. I think it's a good read. Or a good watch. Maybe watch it on Netflix.
When it comes out.
Well, oh, you're right. But if you want to get a taste of the characters, Shadow and Bone. But, okay. I want to focus on likes and dislikes.
Otra vez.
Otra vez.
Okay.
Otra vez.
All right, so likes and dislikes. What did you like about it?
I like certain scenes.
Okay.
Because there's certain things in this book that I am like, eh. But
yeah.
I want to focus on the good, you know?
Like a positive queen that you are.
I want to talk about Kaz and Inej's relationship.
Okay.
And I want to start off by saying that they were both dregs, and we know that. And they both, like, I think it was Kaz, correct me if I'm wrong. Kaz was the one that got Inej out of the menagerie.
Yeah.
Kaz basically helped her.
Because he really needs her.
Yeah, helped her out of, because she was taken by the slavers. She was taken at a young age and basically thrown into a brothel. And it sucks. And it was horrible. And she did not want to live after that. But Kaz kind of was her rock and kind of gave her a reason to keep going. I really like the relationship because it's like a relationship that's built upon two people who really trust each other. Yeah,
and it's really cute too. I mean, they're both kind of bad with their feelings.
Yeah.
But you can tell that they really appreciate one another. And, you know, it turns into a little bit more. Well, I think that it's cute because Kaz is really bad with his feelings. But you know what I appreciate about Kaz?
What?
He's not like... I'm thinking about the next one. He's not like somebody else who will not be named.
We can't talk about other episodes. It's like, we can't...
Episodes. Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah. We can't talk about our episode that is linked right here. Put it in my hand. It's like, this one too.
Our episode that we haven't filmed yet.
Well, why don't you talk about it in a general aspect? What type of guy do you like that Kaz isn't?
Okay, well, he is emotionally unavailable. He is.
Sucks.
We can't, and that type of character kind of really sucks. It bothers me that it's kind of almost cliched at this point.
That men are like that?
That men are emotionally unavailable, and it's like perceived as something hot because... Oh no, he can change. He can change for me.
I just really like Kaz's backstory. I think it kind of built him as a character because he went through some traumatic shit where he cannot touch anything anymore. Yeah. Like, he doesn't like to physically touch people.
Yeah. And I mean, we also know that his biggest rival is Pekka Rollins, which is actually the guy who's above.
No, I was going to be like, who just loves touching. He's just a physical man. My biggest rival, the skinship on this man.
I was gonna say skinship. I fucking hate you.
Kaz. He's like, my biggest weakness.
He's gonna be like trying to go for a hug, and he's like, please, Kaz. No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. But yeah, Pekka Rollins.
Pekka Rollins is basically the cause of his trauma because he
screwed
them over.
He fucked him and his brother over, but it's not just him. He just fucks people over.
Yeah, but because of that, Jordy ended up dead and caused trauma for Kaz that does not allow him to touch others. Yeah. He can't. Like
he literally can't.
And it sucks though because he knows that it's a shitty situation because he yearns to be touched by Inej, and it's just really sad because so sad. He even says it himself in the story that he just wants to be a man that's good for her. Like he knows he's shitty, but it's like her makes him want to be good.
They're so cute together too.
They are really cute together.
That's one of the things that I really liked about this story was their relationship together.
And I was kind of thinking about it too. I was like, well, would they have to end up together for me to be happy? And
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
No
okay, question. Moving on. Just kidding. But like it's more so like I would want them to end up together because they bring out like the best out of each other. Because there's a point where Inej is like, I'm going to be a pirate. Oh my gosh, I'm going to stop all these slavers, people who ruin my life, and just be a pirate. And it's so cute because Kaz mentions like, oh, you know what? I'll be praying for those slavers then. They're going to have a really tough time.
Yeah, he really like
supports.
Hypes her up.
And basically tells her like, you're more worthy than the dregs. Like you deserve to be somewhere else.
It's so fucking cute.
Why do you think female authors are more capable of writing men?
Like male love interests?
Or just males in general. Because honestly, sometimes I look at a man in a story and I'm like, oh yeah, nah.
I think it's because women, okay, even if the guy, okay, because now I'm thinking about he who will not be named, the
Voldemort.
No, I think it's because we know what we want to see in a man. Someone who is ambitious, loving. Yeah. Even if he's not loving in the beginning, at least like being capable of love.
Yeah, because even Kaz, what I like so much about him, like I said, he's wanting to change for the better because he knows that he can and he knows that he wants to for her. And it's not that she is going to make like she is the only way he can be happy. That's not the case.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to be happier for her.
Yeah.
Fuck me up.
Exactly. And it's just so cute.
It is really cute.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've read a male author who's written like a love character. Like a love
we got to look up a romance by a male author.
Yeah, I literally can't think of one.
Put it on the list. Niles. She's not here.
I know. Niles, thank you.
Remember Niles from the first few episodes?
Yeah.
She'll be back
This is
soon.
her now. You feel old yet?
I hate it. Okay. I want to talk about another thing I love about this book.
Okay, what do you
And
love?
it's the LGBTQ plus representation. So I found the scene. Let me read it to you.
Okay.
So this is in the middle of them in like a very high stress situation where they have to get this door closed before a certain time.
Yeah.
So basically they're talking and Wylan, who is younger than everyone, says, I don't like the idea of killing people. I don't even like chemistry. And Jesper's like, what do you like? Music, numbers, equations. They're not like words. They don't get mixed up. And then Jesper says, if only you could talk to girls in equations. There was a long silence, and then, eyes trained on the notch they'd created in the link, Wylan said, just girls? Jesper restrained a grin. No, not just girls. It was a real shame that they were all probably going to die tonight. I think that's so, like it makes me feel happy.
To see that, or to read that, yeah.
Because the way it's written is not, like... Scandalous. It's not going to end in the trope where... What was it again?
Kill your gays?
Yeah, kill your gays.
Well, we don't know. We haven't read the next one.
You're right. But it seems so naturally done.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sweet.
And it's like a cute, like, crush, too. It's like... Because sometimes gay relationships are also overly sexualized.
Yeah, it's fetishized.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really sweet to see it be sweet.
Exactly. I agree with you. There's even a moment afterwards where Wylan has to go in disguise, like we said. Mm-hmm. And the entire time he's in disguise, to make sure Jesper doesn't say anything, they don't tell Jesper because he's kind of like a chismoso.
He has a big ass mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't tell him, and Jesper gets worried that Wylan's like lost or something. He doesn't know where he is. Mm-hmm. And it turns out while Wylan was in disguise, he sat with Jesper the whole time, just disguised as someone else. And even Jesper's like, you sat with me? He's like, yeah, every single day. And it's like, oh.
So cute.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really like their relationship too.
It's a lot of admiration too. It's that brings me to my next thing I like, which is found family.
Oh, the trope.
The trope found family.
What does that mean?
When you're at Disneyland.
When you're at Disneyland and you can't find your mom.
You can't find your little brother Juan Carlos. Like, nowhere to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're like, I gotta go look at Space Mountain. He loves Space Mountain.
He's like on the top of Space Mountain, but not even like the ride, just like the
building.
Yeah. Uh-huh. No, but the found family trope is when a bunch of people
who are strangers
become like a family. Mm-hmm. Like, they are the people they trust the most, the people that they will come to the most.
So another example would be like Suicide Squad.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good example.
Thank you.
I know how much you like it.
Plug.
I know.
Well, no, not just the movie, but also like the animated movie.
No, exactly.
Or the comics.
I like that because it's kind of like no matter what you are doing or have done, we are here for you, which is what family is.
And exactly, and it's because they have so much in common, and some would argue more in common than their actual biological family.
Because I mean, look at Wylan, his dad.
Trash.
Well, because there was a scene where like there was a boat in back of them, and it's like, your son's in there, Van Eyck. You have to give us some money because your son's in there. And then Van Eyck was like, bitch, I gotta give that my son's in there.
Like, presses the button. He's like, come on. I can't kill him soon enough. Come on.
He did not care. But
he did not care.
These people, like, as Van Eyck was saying, like, I hate my stupid ass son, illiterate, can't read and stuff. Jesper goes to his defense like, he is smarter than all of us combined, including you. So don't talk shit about Wylan.
And Kaz is like, excuse me? Kaz is like offended.
Okay, wait. Actually, don't include me in that equation. He's like one of those guys, you know, that are like, actually, my IQ level.
I did the test, okay?
I did the test. My IQ level is so good.
It's so good. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. It was such a big number that it's actually not writable. It's not feasible to even say the number.
Right.
But what are we talking about?
I don't know. We're not even drunk.
I know.
But I really like the found family trope too. I think it's really nice, especially when it's executed well.
Oh my god, wait, can I tell you? This is really like back when I was younger.
Back in my good old days.
Yeah, back when things were black and white. I hate that joke so much.
I hate that joke too.
I make that joke sometimes at my work. And then it's funny because I'm like, back when things were black and white, am I right? And everyone looks at me like, shut up. No, it wasn't. That's not how color works.
It's like they have tomatoes. They start throwing them at you.
No, but they're not tomatoes. They're peaches. And it's like black and white. And it's like... So I was right. Yeah, it's just my IQ. But
back in your good old days.
Oh, back in my good old days, I used to be really into The Walking Dead, and I feel like I kind of still am.
Okay.
In a bit, but that's
last season came out.
Really? Mm-hmm. We gotta stop the episode.
The last season. Stop the episode. Go find it.
That's another good example of found families. I can't stress enough. Because it's not only in this book. I feel like Leigh Bardugo, in my opinion, opinions are different for everyone. But
I disagree.
But mine's right, so I don't know. But in my opinion, I feel like Leigh Bardugo really does do it justice when it comes to finding others you can trust. Because just like it was in The Walking Dead, where it was to the point where it's like, damn, I would die for these people. Mm-hmm. That's kind of, at one point, my other leg, it works. I segued. Oh my gosh.
Segue.
Me on a hoverboard. I'm segueing it through. But this comes to my other point that I like. With the found family trope, it's supporting others in what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And to go back to Inej and her whole pirate dream, there's this scene where she has to climb the outside of a building. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And the building is outside of a furnace? I think it was. I don't remember.
It's inside of a furnace.
Oh, you're right. It's inside the furnace.
Isn't she like burning on me?
Yeah, and she's wearing shoes, leather shoes that are like melting into her skin.
It's really
gross. You remember that? Yeah. I like that scene because there's a part where she's like, I'm just going to throw myself in the flames because I can't take this anymore. I'd rather be dead than do this. Like, why am I doing so much for these people? And I get it.
Roasting them one by one. She's like, I don't even like Nina. Matthias even less.
Wylan.
Who is Wylan?
Exactly. More like whining. She's like, just like, Inej, please stop.
Inej, we can hear you.
But I really like when she's climbing up because she's like, there's no sign that I should continue to go. But then it starts to rain. And it's just so like symbolic of like, you got to keep moving forward type of thing. And I like the line where it says, she was not a lynx or a spider or even a wraith. She was Inej, and her future was waiting above.
Aww.
I fucking love that shit.
That's cute.
I love that.
It's really cute.
Oh my God. Inej, queen.
She is a queen.
She could have been the main character, honestly. I would have been fine with either.
Well, technically, she's kind of is.
Yeah, well, all of them are. Yeah, you're right. I wrote down that the reason I like this is I like when people are given the will to live something that she has not had in a long time. Because she's had a really tough life. So the fact that she's willing to do this and help these strangers that she doesn't even know. Yeah. Because at the end, they were all doing it for each other, not only themselves. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like trying to keep each other alive, too. I mean, they could have, left it behind.
As much as I love this story, because I do.
I know you do.
This story has a few...
It took you like 5 tries, but yes.
This story has a few hiccups.
Hiccups. Okay.
Yeah, little hiccups.
Okay.
Like a little...
Just minor details.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I dislike it.
But you did write dislike.
But No, wow. Wait, what are you looking at? Why did I write Twilight here? Weird. Okay. But let me tell you something about this book. It's hard for me to find a good action book. I love reading action because I read a lot of graphic novels and I read a lot of things that like are visual based. I feel like it's hard to depict action in words. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Why
it is
that?
Really hard. Well, because also I feel like a lot of readers skim a lot. So if you're skimming, you're also missing details because it's like details are scattered through the whole page.
Yeah.
So if you miss one detail and you don't skim like halfway down the page, it's like you can't keep up anymore because you missed a crucial detail in the first paragraph.
But I feel really bad because I like Leigh Bardugo's writing. Okay. So like what can people do to like...
It's just, I don't know, read it 10 times.
Tell me, what do we do?
Read 10 times, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like the heist and the whole journey that the cast had, if it wasn't for the fact that these characters were so like well presented, I honestly don't think this book was that memorable.
Yeah, because I can't tell you about the action scenes.
And you guys are welcome to read it and discuss it with us too. Because something about, I don't know how to word it, but something about the action scenes felt so misplaced. Like it would be, oh, we're traveling, Inej got stabbed on a big box.
She's climbed another box.
Wait, where are the boxes?
I don't know where I am right now.
Yeah, so it was like, I don't know. Something about it just felt very like, I feel like this was one of her tries of a heist story. And it was okay. It just, I feel like the reason people really liked Crows in the Netflix series is because they could see it. Yeah. Because that's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, that's basically what I told Cheli was that, I mean, obviously we both knew that this book is very popular. Yeah. We already knew that. And when we read Shadow and Bone, we really liked it. And I really loved the Netflix show. But surprisingly, I preferred the Crow's side story. I thought they were more interested. The characters were more interesting to me than Alina and the other one. I feel like I really liked it only because I watched it. Because I feel like if I only would have read it, I would have been so lost with the plot and what was happening that I probably wouldn't have liked it as much.
Okay.
But I already knew, like, the characters, except Wylan.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why I do still like it. But like you said, it was really hard for me to follow the action and also the world. Because, like, I can see it because of the series. But, like, I don't really see it that well when I read it.
I don't either.
I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe other people can visualize it better. But I just don't see where I'm at during certain scenes.
Okay. I get you completely. I didn't know how to put that in words because I did not want to drag this book. Because it's
not a drag. We're just, every book has its critiques.
Yeah. But, like,
not every book is going to be perfect.
You're right. It just makes me feel bad because I feel like Lee's going to watch this, Lee B.
LB.
I know. LB's going to watch this.
Shut up.
Pound.
Oh, God.
She's going to watch this. She's going to be like...
It's not like we're besties.
She's, like, writing her next heist and she's like, okay.
No.
Whatever.
That should give someone inspiration to write an even better one.
Yeah. Take what is it called?
No,
constructive criticism with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
But also just, like, reflect on it,
Yeah, and I mean, there's people who loved it, so.
But talking about reflection, there was one character. His name is Matthias.
Please,
and
God.
I mean, I don't want to, like, point any fingers, but someone in this room,
someone on this table,
someone in this room, which this room is only occupied by 2 people. I'm not going to say who. Someone in this room does not really like Matthias. Does not dislike, but does not like Matthias.
I would say it's, like, almost like a strong dislike.
It's like, I wouldn't say dislike. I would say
despise,
animosity, but, like,
I kind of despise his character. I don't know what to tell you.
What was the thing you were telling me today? What? Oh, it was from Twilight.
What?
When she was like, my mom would rather kill puppies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the next episode.
Okay. Which is here. It's kind of weird because we're audio based too. I'm holding my hands up. Okay. Wait, add a sound effect. It's like, which is here. That's it coming in.
You do your own sound effect.
Well, I'm not going to edit it. What do you think I am?
An editor? No, thank you.
No.
Listen, okay. Regarding Matthias, I love enemies to lovers. I wouldn't say it's my favorite trope.
But it's good. It's good.
It's good because it adds, like, spice, But there's something about a man who just keeps choking you. Not for pleasure.
Look at the cat who just keeps not saying anything, but I'm not saying anything.
Listen, I'm not trying to drag anybody's kinks or anything. You do you, but he's, like, trying to kill her.
It's kind of funny too because their relationship is very weird. It's so fucking weird. They are supposed to hate each other because he's a Druskel and she's a Grisha.
So basically how they met was he captured her.
Yeah.
He captures Grisha.
Yeah.
And basically he thinks that they're just going to be put to trial. But he knows that they never survived the trial. Mm-mm. So he knows. Don't act dumb. He knows. And so he captures Nina and they're in a boat and the boat capsizes or whatever. The boat destroyed.
And the part of him was like, I want to save Nina. Oh, no, because he was dying.
Excuse me.
Okay, never mind. I just totally hated him. It was like, and it was weird because he was just such a hero. I'm sorry. Like, I completely forgot.
Changing the story. You're like, Matthias wasn't even that bad.
It was weird because the way she wrote it, and I get like a pencil, the way she wrote it.
You can get white out. You're like,
wait a moment. I'm sorry. I forgot. Nina saves him, right?
They help each other because
she wanted to survive. And he was strong enough to help them survive. Yes, basically.
Right? So the boat gets torn to shreds because they're riding in a storm.
Yeah.
They're in a storm. And Nina is on this, like, door.
I'm sorry, I just thought of something. Wouldn't it be funny? They're all just, like, trying to get to safety, and you just see, like, little, like, 11-year-old Kaz in the background, like, stories. Like,
oh my god, in one. Aww.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Kind
of cute.
But kind of sad. So, like Titanic, when they were on the door.
Yeah. Well, one of them.
One of them was on the door. The other one couldn't fit. So.
I mean, we saw the size of that door. That was a twin-sized door.
It was a twin-sized door. Okay, anyway. So, Nina was on, like, this door thing, and Matthias was, drowning, I guess. And so she helps him because she's a heart render. So she's like, helping his heart out, whatever, warming him up. And she compromises with him like, hey, you know what? I'll keep you warm. Yeah. You swim us to safety, I guess. Please. Exactly, because he's super strong. And that's basically how their story started. And it was very like...
It ends very... Because it's sort of romantic in the way that like... While they were trying to survive together, even if it was a shitty situation, there was no longer any social classes now keeping them apart. So they ended up getting along really well to the point where it was a little bit romantic. It was romantic. No, while they were capsized and they were surviving.
Well, he was still very cold to her.
He was, to her, but there was a little like inkling of hope.
Yeah.
But, when she told on him
because she was like, oh, I'm just a bad Grisha. Like, what am I going to do to you, right?
I'm just a baddie.
Just a baddie. Yeah. Because I think she even, like, falls, right? And he, like, grabs her and helps her out.
But, like, that relationship is weird because he likes her, but he also wants to choke her.
He also wants to kill her a little.
And that's what you don't like.
No, it's not even just that. I mean, I don't really like anybody who's too patriotic. No offense. So that's a red flag for me, and he gives me Nazi vibes.
Well, I feel like the part that's a little, like, iffy for me was the fact that he never truly apologized for being part of the Drusko that was killing Grisha. Because I don't even... Correct me if I'm wrong, if someone's read this book, but... Isn't there a section where Matthias even talks about how, like, I did it for my people?
Yeah.
And you're doing this for your people. And it's like, yes, Nina is protecting the Grisha, but your people are literally genocide.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a difference. And the fact that there's never... This is what we talked about. If we could rewrite a thing in this book, it would be
Matthias.
What's the word?
The resolve.
The resolve that Matthias would have. Thank you.
Because I felt like he should have done something more self-sacrificial. Because what he did was so messed up. You know, like I don't know how many Grisha he was responsible for killing. But I just felt like the way that his character shifted wasn't enough for me.
As soon as Matthias and Nina see each other at the end, it's like, we're together now. I love you. I would do anything for you. Yeah. No real apology. And I hated that.
I hated that too.
I wrote down that it would have been nice to have him have a moment where he's like, I don't know what I want to do with my whole like beliefs or, with this whole Grisha killings, but I do know that I want to help you. If he had a moment like that where he just... Whatever he's doing, it just wants to be to help Nina or to help Grisha out of this and make things better. I feel like that would have been a good resolve.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it as if he needs to be like the righteous character who knows all good, because he doesn't, but
he doesn't need to. I mean, I don't mind how his character started necessarily. I think it's more his resolve that bothers me and makes everything else worse.
But wasn't he a liked character? Because I didn't watch the show. Oh yeah,
he was trending. His name was trending when Shadow and Bone, the Netflix series, came out, and I hadn't read the book yet, so I was like, oh my god, he's like really cute.
Oh my gosh. I can't see his face. He looks like a mix of all the Chris actors, like Chris Evans, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
What's another Chris? This is Chris.
He's cute.
He is cute. What the heck? When I imagine
and
Matthias,
his body, 10 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
When I imagine Matthias, I just imagine like, because he's supposed to look like he's straight out of prison. This boy has not seen the sun. He's supposed to have.
Well, he is really pale,
but he's very well like groomed. Like,
yeah. Oh, you mean because his hair was crazy too?
Yeah, they cut it all off because remember he had really beautiful locks.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden his locks were gone.
Like Rapunzel.
It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Matthias, that was an issue for me too.
Something else that I think I would have preferred. I think I would have loved this story more had they aged up the characters. And I know I know it can't be a YA if they're not minors.
Is that real?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, why would it be a YA if they're not minors?
40-year-old man going to high school.
I mean, yeah.
I love it.
I think it would have been a better story had they just been older. It didn't have to be a YA story. I would have liked it better as a young adult book, in my opinion.
I get it. I do get that because it's just so unrealistic. Oh, the thing you mentioned about the Wraith title.
Oh, yeah. So I told Cheli that as much as I love Inej, and you know I love Inej, I really do love her, but she was kidnapped at the age of 14. And then I think she's 16 now. So she's had 2 years to become the Wraith. Yeah. And I just felt like that's not enough time to make a name for yourself, you know, because she's known as the Wraith because she is really stealthy and she can almost make herself invisible. And I just feel like it's not really realistic. And even like, I don't know. I mean, I really liked Kaz's character too, but for older leaders, you really think they're going to be scared of a 17-year-old?
And they always say that in the book too, because even in the beginning, remember, they were like, why would I be scared of someone like this? And then it's like, then I looked him in the eye. But, you know, as someone who
has seen 17-year-olds.
I've seen a few kids in my days, and
they're not scary.
They look at me and I'm like, I'll destroy you. You don't even know.
It's like, I will roast you so bad.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right. It's a little unrealistic. But to rate it, I don't want to go too much in detail because we already did, but based on our likes and dislikes, I don't think this is a bad book. It was just so hard to get through. Yeah. I needed to like focus. Yeah. Oh God, all of my attention had to go to this book. But it is really good. I just love the way that this book develops their characters and gives everyone a reason to be likable. You know? So I think I would give this book a 3 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah. It's not one of my favorites from the Grishaverse, but it is really good.
Okay. Interesting. I thought you would have given it higher.
I was gonna.
Because you were so like, this book? I'd die for this book.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, sorry. That's private. I'm sorry.
But what about you? What would you give it?
So, like you said, based on our likes and dislikes, I did also really enjoy the book. And I feel like I said earlier, I think that I was able to enjoy it more because of the Netflix series, because I was able to visualize things a little bit better, because it did take me a couple of reads too to really understand what was happening. And to be honest, I don't think I really understood the full story, even on my like third try. But overall, I did what I really loved, and I think you can disagree. Okay. I think my favorite thing about Leigh Bardugo is her dialogue. I don't really love her world building. Not that it's bad, but just a little bit more details would be fine. But I would also give it a 3 out of 5 because I do really enjoy it, and I really love these characters, and I really want to know what happens next.
I do too,
but I'm scared.
It's okay because we have each other. Please don't touch me.
You know how I feel about touching.
Can people hear us when we hold hands? Like, no. I know it's a... Wait, hold on. I heard that. It was just like a... Love that. Love that. Yeah. But okay, we've come to the end of our episode. I had fun talking about this.
So did I. I really like this new structure. I hope you guys do too. Let us know. Yeah. I think it's better because I don't really think we need to talk about every single detail in a book or a movie or anime.
I was ready to die at a specific episode that we did. Is it Banana Fish? No, not Banana Fish, actually. Yeah. That's gonna be our... It's funny because I don't even... Do podcasts have to self-reflect. We like reevaluate what we've done. Like we're still mid-episode, and we'll be like, okay, we're at the end of our episodes. That was a crappy one. that wasn't a good one.
Should we start over?
I don't know. At minute 13, I really lost it.
I wasn't feeling the vibe anymore.
It wasn't me.
I don't know who she was.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining us. It means so much.
Can I just say, wait, I don't want anyone to think that I didn't enjoy the banana fish episode. I just thought you were going to say that because we were so detailed in that one.
Wait.
The first time around. So that's why I thought you wanted to change the structure.
Can we apologize? Our first apology.
I want to say an apology.
It's funny because if you don't watch all of our episodes, it doesn't matter. But if you want to listen to the last 5 minutes of our banana fish episode, both of us were drunk. We were dead tired. And not to like get into too like personal things, but my house is in the middle of nowhere. And we were drunk and paranoid. So when we talked about death, both of us looked at each other and we were like, what?
We were just like, should we stop?
After we filmed, like behind the camera, we have a couch. After we filmed, we both sat on the couch and we were like, should we go to sleep?
What should we do? I'm really scared right now. Yeah, you should watch it. Here it is.
I know, it's right. Wait, hold on. Whoa! I out of my pocket. I didn't have any. I don't have any sound effects. It's okay. When Niles comes back from,
Niles is not.
When Niles will be back.
Okay.
Maybe just as support.
Emotional support.
Yeah. Niles has been through.
We're not even drunk. Okay.
Can I say my thing?
Is this another fight?
No. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Thank you for listening to our episode. It really does mean a lot. If you're watching us on YouTube, it really helps when you comment or subscribe or hit that notification bell. I'm learning little and little what that means. I'm not quite there yet, but
don't hit it.
No, hit it. You have to hit it. I think when they ring it, we grow stronger. Like it adds a year to our lives.
Oh my God, please ring it.
Please ring it.
I want to live forever.
180. We are on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Please leave a review because
it helps.
It helps. It really does with the analytics. I don't really understand that yet, but you know what? We have Niles doing research for us at this moment.
At this moment, yeah.
It's late where Niles is at. She is not doing research. She is passed out. Mm-hmm. But okay, please remember to tell your friends, tell your uncles, your aunts.
Your grandpa, your grandma.
Do not tell
great grandma.
Do not tell your great grandpa. He is not allowed to listen to us. But other than that, word of mouth is the best way to get known. Mm-hmm. So that would help a lot. But thank you so much for listening to our episode. So we're going to end this episode in a dice roll where there are pictures.
Because people...
What's that? Let me explain the dice roll. So basically, we're going to read a review that we found online of the book. But whatever this review is, positive or negative, we do not stand by it.
We're not endorsing it. We're leaving it in the air. It's just a discussion question.
Yeah, I guess you can discuss it if you want. Some of them are really funny. Wait, can I mention one thing?
Yeah.
I saw this Luca review. I'll see if I can post a picture if I edit this. But there was a Luca review that said something along the lines like, I didn't watch this movie because I know a guy named Luca and I hate him. 1 star out of 5.
I know, that was really funny. That's something I would do.
But we're going to read...
Can't stand Luca.
I know. I fucking hate that guy. We're going to go ahead and read either a positive or negative review depending on odd or even from our dice roll. Mm-hmm. So positive is odd. No, positive is even. Mm-hmm. Negative is odd. What we get?
Oh, negative.
Negative 11. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I do want to say that the negative reviews are very long.
Oh my God.
Like, they're very long.
The pictures are freaking sending me.
Okay, so this one is on Goodreads. It's by Anne Marie. Don't come for them, okay?
Yes.
Just an opinion.
Leave it in the air.
Leave it in the air, okay? Oh, let me just check this first. Okay. They write, "Oh man, I'm so disappointed. I heard so many good things about this book, and I expected so much more excitement. Especially the first 150 pages felt like such a drag. Although many action-driven and interesting things were going on, they were all described in a rather bland and simple way, so I just felt bored. A huge reason why I didn't enjoy my reading experience was the fact that I constantly felt like I was missed out on some vital information. I originally thought that this might be down to me not having read the Grisha trilogy yet, but after a quick research, I concluded that this cannot be the case. I read several times that reading the Grisha series isn't necessary to enjoy this one. But still, I felt like the plot was several steps ahead of me and I just couldn't follow. I especially couldn't get a grip on the characters. I had no understanding of them whatsoever. I also felt like there was no real introductions to them. People just suddenly appeared and I had no idea if they were important to the story or not. More information on all of them was eventually given and I was able to build a better connection to them, but in my opinion, this information was simply given too late. I'm actually quite certain that I would enjoy this book a lot more if I read it a second time, because I would have a clear picture of all of them in my head and would be able to understand their actions from the beginning. They are also apparently supposed to be teenagers, but they don't act like they are at all. If I had to guess, I'd probably place them somewhere between 20 to 35 years old. They all acted way too grown up. So yeah, I had problems with this book the whole way through. However, some of the characters still made an imprint on me. The plot, not so much. I know that they will stay in my mind for a long time. I actually have no idea why. They just seem friendly and somewhat interesting, I guess. And I would gladly read more about them. I just don't think that Leigh Bardugo's storytelling and writing style is for me. I unfortunately felt like something was lacking the entire time that I was reading. And they gave it 2 out of 5 stars.
Damn. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.